Good morning. This is Cindy Harding with Outlaws Capital Partners, and today is day 21 of 30, and I'm going to talk about the role of partners. So, two sets of partners. One is the partners within Outlaws Capital and the different roles that we play, and then in general, what are some of the roles with partners that you have with multifamily? So, within Outlaws Capital Partners, there are four of us, and I'm just going to go over quickly what each one of us do, although we often share hats and trade hats. So it's not set in stone. It's just we work really hard to, we have the mentality that there's a bucket that needs to be filled. And so basically we just do everything that we can to fill that bucket. But we do have some areas that our skill sets are really defined in. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So first, I'm going to talk about my husband, Lynn. So his background is in construction. He has been in construction for over 30 years. And so the role that he plays really comes in when we are physically looking at a property, when we are looking at the foundations, and this comes into play when we are looking at it when we're on a tour, like before we have decided whether or not we're going to purchase the property, and then after, once we have purchased it, during the due diligence. So they go into every apartment, they have a checklist that they go through and things that they look for. So on the tour, it's more of a general looking just at the different components of the construction of the buildings, um, and air conditioning and gutters, I don't know anything about. And then on due diligence, specifically, diving into those different apartments and really having an understanding of what we can upgrade and how we can make it a better place for our residents. And then we are partnered with another couple, Laird and Sherry Hatch. And Laird, he and Lynn actually team up together on the physical due diligence when we purchase a property. So he has a lot of the same skill sets that Lynn has. And so they're able to look at the apartments and look at the, you know, sinks and the outlets and ceiling fans and vents and air conditioning. And so that's what they do. And then Laird does quite a bit of our underwriting, and that's where we're really looking at the numbers of the property, the financial end of it. And also Laird, his background is in marketing, so he does a lot once we have the property, when we're creating, they call it investment summary, a pitch deck, all different kinds of things, but business plan. But basically, it's all the information that we use to create the PPM when we're doing a syndication. And so it's just information about the property. It's like the story of the property. And then his wife, Sherry, is one of our partners, and she is a retired escrow officer. And so her skill set comes into play once we have the LOI. So she reviews the sales contract, the purchase sales agreement, and creates a timeline for us so that we don't miss any of those deadlines. And then reviews the contracts that we have, currently with the property, like with trash and cable, and reviews all of those. And so, and then when closing time comes, yeah, that's when it's really invaluable. She makes sure we stay on track. We know what we need when we need it. And then my role is I am the accounting end of it. And so basically, I like doing underwriting. That's something that is fairly new to me. Typically, Lynn and Laird do the underwriting. But Lynn and I have started doing it together, which is something I really enjoy because we look at it from different angles, and it really helps to kind of encompass what we're really trying to understand about the property, and really looking, where is the value add? Where can we bring um, amenities to the residents? Like, what can we do to increase their quality of life? And so we often do that together. And and then through our purchase of Canongate, I found that I really like working with investors. I like being able to talk with them and help them understand kind of what our vision is for the property and what we're looking to offer. And then I had an accounting practice for about 25 years. And so my skill set really comes in as once we have the property and being able to look at the financials and to understand kind of where we are and where we need to be. When I had my accounting practice, I really focused on small businesses. And so often I would just have a business owner with, 2 or 3 employees. And so my objective with that was to help them to discover how they can cut their expenses and how they can increase their income. And so I feel that that translates really easily into multifamily, being able to look at each property as its own little small business. Um, I do use my skill set when we do due diligence. I will, go to the property, look at the leases, see what are the deposits, what pet fees are being charged, and just kind of get an idea of the residents and kind of where they are. So that is the role of the partners in Outlaws Capital Partners. But then you'll have other partners in your business. So you're going to partner with your broker, your insurance agent, your real estate attorney, your SEC attorney, and then if you have people that are on the GP that are helping you, that are going to help manage the property, then they become partners as well. And the main thing with that is just to know your expectations and to really work together so that it's very defined and that you have good communication and you really know who is doing what and who is responsible for when. So that today is your information on the role of partners in multifamily. Hope you have a great day. Thanks.